and we bring you together here today to potentially lay to rest any given Thursday. Because we might get assassinated after this one.
Oh, God.
It's me, Rob.
I'm Kevin. We made it off the desert island, by the way.
It was a nice vacation. I think we needed it.
Not too shabby.
We almost have a tan.
No. Don't lie to the people. Don't lie. I know they can't see us, but don't lie to them. Don't, you know. We're not going to pretend like us two pasty white boys are doing, you know, are getting nice and tan.
No. If I went out in the sun.
Oh, for sure.
Once upon a time.
For sure. It's also, you know, pretty cold right now. I mean, not for me, but like for normal people. So, it's not really a thing. All right, why are we getting assassinated, Rob? Why? Who's going to kill us?
So, I think this came to me because I haven't been getting enough sleep. I've been tired. And it made me remember something today that I realized is probably... It's not true. I like dissected it this morning. I'm like, no, it never happened. Okay. It's not real. But it made me realize that there is almost this crazy mythos about Russia where we will always like if you hear something crazy about Russia, I feel like anybody's, at least in America's first instinct is like, yeah, probably.
God, you are going to get us killed. And, Jesus Christ.
And then to go back and be like, was that real? It's Russia. It might be.
Oh, boy.
But come on.
Oh, boy.
So...
Vladimir Putin riding a horse shirtless is real.
That's the thing, though. This is what I'm talking about. I was literally going to mention that. It's like, but see, in my mind, I always think of the one where it's the same exact image, but him on a bear. Oh, yeah. And then in my head, come on. And then in my head, I'm like, wait, shit, which one's the Photoshop?
Clearly the one with the bear. He rides the bear.
Probably.
Yeah. It's Putin. You know?
Isn't Russia the one who supposedly had a bear in one of their armies in World War II?
Yes.
Come on! Is that like...
Yes, actually... I
think it was Boris, wasn't it?
He got promoted.
Yeah!
And I think he ended up with the, at the time, Soviet version of a Purple Heart and a Medal of Honor or something like that. He was... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is a historical truth. So
maybe, who knows? We're Americans and we're gonna believe it because it's Russia.
Well, yeah, we get fed so much propaganda about that place. I mean, what the propaganda we're not being fed? Well, it's definitely propaganda, but there are actual troops on the border, though. Ukraine, that's a fact.
Probably. I mean, most likely.
So
most likely.
I mean, that war already started. Right? Future us? We didn't get drafted yet, right?
Is that we're going to wake up tomorrow and be like, World War III?
Yeah.
It's their fault.
Yeah. Even though it's our fault. But
it's their fault. I meant them saying it being us.
Wait, we?
Like literally us.
Oh, it's our fault.
Our fault, yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's our fault
for this because we're doing this.
Well, no, they're just going to assassinate us. You already prefaced that.
That's true.
That if we don't have an episode after this, if we never record again and never release an episode after this,
it's probably Russia's fault.
Dead.
Yeah.
And we can blame Russia. Or, you ready for this one? Because we have so adamantly already outed the people who would assassinate us.
Right.
America would do it and then blame it on the Russians.
And start World War III.
Our own country would kill us off. And then blame it on the Ruskies because we called them out. But now they won't because I called out America. So who knows? We're stuck in limbo.
Now it's anybody's game.
Yep. It's one or the other. There's no third option here. There's no other country that would want us dead, as far as I know.
We've mentioned a few already.
Yeah, they don't want us dead yet. I don't think we did anything that was too harsh that they'd want to kill us. Russian propaganda, huh? Or American propaganda, I guess.
And I'm
about
glad.
Russia.
I'm glad you've brought up Putin already.
Oh yeah, naturally. How could I not?
Because like
It's current events right
because
now.
like straight up immediately, one of the things I thought of earlier when I was just trying to like really flesh out. Yeah, wow, we would just listen to like we could just get a story about Russia and be like, yeah, or in Russia, it doesn't even matter.
No.
It doesn't even matter. I think there's a conspiracy theory out there that Putin is actually just Rasputin, who's just been alive through weird Russian magic all these years.
I love that theory. That's I believe it.
I,
That's one I could get behind. Because Rasputin was unkillable. So that's something I can get. He probably survived and just cut off the Ras and added Vladimir on.
I think they might even be somehow related. But like, okay, even before the Cold War, and there was all of the things that America blamed or used Russia for, there's still like 50% of villains in movies, in American movies.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a whole nother topic in itself because because there's been a shift because we shifted away from Russians into Middle Eastern people as the main
for a little while, but then
because we Patriot Act, America was mad at all Middle Eastern countries, and I mean we don't dislike those types of people, but the country did for a while, so they became the main antagonist of our films.
Well, and but then the second Red Dawn came out, and I think that was China.
Well, yeah, because I mean they're the next threat. I mean they're the current threat, but they're also the next threat. You know.
But like, okay, so before that, right? Before we outwardly were like, okay, we're in a not war with Russia.
Yep.
There was Rasputin.
Yeah. What about him?
And everybody was just like, yeah, I don't know, man. He's freaking crazy.
Yeah, so
The unkillable guy who I don't even remember how many things he got poisoned. 3 times? I think he got shot and fell into a river.
Well, I think he was shot twice. I think, and the second shot killed him. But he was poisoned before that. Yeah, he definitely was. The nobles, didn't like him. God knows why. I mean, it's not like he was trying to rule the country or anything. Even though they had a Tsar.
Wasn't he sleeping with the Tsar's wife?
Whoa, allegedly, Rob. She only brought him in because she believed that his mystical nature would help cure her son of, I forget what disease it was, but some disease.
Sure, allegedly.
That was the reason that she brought Rasputin in to the court. It was fairly modern, so court doesn't sound right, but that was what, late 1800s, 1860s, probably 18.
I thought it was later than that. I thought it was closer to turn of the century.
It might have been 1890 or early 1900s. It might be early 1900s. I don't remember exactly. I'm not up on my Rasputin history. But I'm thinking Russian Revolution was 1911.
Yeah, and I thought he was right near, not too far earlier than that.
Probably, I don't remember. I honestly don't remember how close they were. It was I believe it was the same Tsar that got overthrown. So they probably, I'm sure there was some overlap.
Right.
I don't know how much. I'm very rusty on this. My history knowledge is not helping me right now.
Damn.
Sorry, Rob.
Okay. But still, this man, witch doctor, Baba Yaga figure.
He was a holy man. He was religious. He was also a mystic, but he was a holy,
Actually, you might know the
offshoot. I think it was an offshoot of Russian Orthodoxy.
That was one of the other things I wanted to know. Is I have no idea what the primary religion of Russia is or was. Are they Christian?
Yeah, Orthodox. Yeah,
but it's Russian Christian.
It's Russian Orthodox, just like you have Greek Orthodox and all, because it's like to my knowledge,
Sure.
to my knowledge,
We have not been to Russia, and
Greek
I don't think
Orthodox,
we've studied Russia a lot. So.
Russian Orthodox, and like a lot of the Eastern European and like Slavic Orthodox religions that are all named based on really the country
Sure.
are similar to like a Methodist and a Congregationalist in like the U.S. They're the same base religion of Orthodox Christianity, but it's their own versions of it.
Huh.
That's my understanding. Again, take this with a grain of salt, but that is my understanding of it. Because I know that Greek Orthodox is different from Russian Orthodox.
Yeah.
But they're both Orthodox Christians.
Huh.
So, and I mean that was, that was Great Schism. That was like, we're talking way, that's old, long time ago.
Old country.
Yeah, old country. We're talking like Byzantine Empire days. So we're back there a little ways. I think the Great Schism was like 700 something. I'm probably making that up, but I think it was around that time, or 400 something. No in between.
You've gotten to such a point that I have no viable way to confirm or deny anything you just said.
I know. It's fine. Why were we talking about Russian Orthodox? Oh,
because
Rasputin.
Supposedly Rasputin was a holy man, maybe.
Yeah.
Who was also maybe a doctor.
Yeah, kind of. Medicine man, holy man.
Maybe a politician.
Oh, definitely a politician. 100% a politician. Like he was a silver-tongued devil, they say.
Potentially Russia's greatest love machine.
See? Exactly. Boney M knew a thing or two about Rasputin. Rasputin. He was the lover of the Russian queen.
Oh, so it's been proven.
Allegedly. Allegedly. And Russia's greatest love machine, also as said in that same song.
And has mystically stayed alive to this day to become Vladimir Putin.
It would make a lot of sense. I think I actually, one time I read an article about, I think it's assumed living descendants of him or something. It was some weird article I saw somewhere. Probably fake news.
Not research, sort of. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, not like it wasn't some scholarly thing.
Right.
But it was interesting. They apparently were two women that I think were born, I want to say in like the 70s, that can apparently trace their lineage back to Rasputin.
Why do I feel like I remember this too?
We might have talked about it.
A video about this when we lived together?
Maybe. Or, I mean, it sounds familiar though, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was an article. It could have been a video. I thought it might have been an article, but it was something. Because it was something. I'm glad I'm not crazy.
This proves nothing.
Fair. I'm glad I'm not making this up.
Okay. Fine.
Potentially. This might just be a fever dream that we both had.
Yeah, shared delusion.
Yeah. But if it's not, then we could look real smart right now.
Or real dumb because we're remembering a really bad conspiracy video.
Yeah. Either way, we look really smart or really dumb every week anyway. So what's the difference?
Yeah, it's true.
What's one more? Robert, just because we think we're so much smarter than we actually are.
Don't you know? So, okay.
Rasputin. Holy man, medicine man, lover of the Russian queen. Couldn't die.
Vladimir Putin.
Maybe Vladimir Putin.
Okay. So, bam, one arguably most likely actual historical figure and not made up propaganda figure.
Well, you're saying that Rasputin, is a historical figure.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
But there was a lot of, pomp and circumstance around him.
But wouldn't that be great propaganda?
Oh, absolutely.
If he never existed and it's just
Oh, no. I'm not buying into that conspiracy. There is many a conspiracy I will buy into. Like the fact that Vladimir Putin is Rasputin. But I will not buy into the fact that he didn't exist. I will not. I refuse, Rob.
Just saying.
I refuse.
Making up a fictitious Russian boogeyman who can't die and sways governments and has since been used as villains, and I don't even know how many movies still coming out to this day.
Yeah.
I think he's a bad guy in the new Kingsman that's going to be coming out. Anastasia came out in like the 90s.
Yeah. What's your point, Rob?
I am saying that anything, like, if you hear, I can't even think of something that's like mildly tame that I hear about Russia. It's always crazy, and we're always, bam, I'm believing it. And I don't know if it's like, okay, also probably because slight history nerds. When don't you invade Russia?
In the winter. Everyone knows you don't invade Russia in the winter. Napoleon fucked that up. Hitler fucked that up. You don't invade Russia in the winter. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that.
This is like almost...
That's just logistics, right? Russia is north. North is cold. Cold during the coldest time.
Nobody says you don't invade Sweden in the winter.
No, but
nobody says you don't invade Canada in the winter.
Yeah, but why would anyone invade Sweden? Like, who wants to invade Sweden right now? They're doing their own thing. They're good people.
I'm sure. Are you saying Russians aren't?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I'm saying if an invasion were to happen, Russia would be more likely than Sweden. That's all I'm saying. In the modern day. Canada, nobody's invading Canada in the modern day. We will politically, diplomatically annex them as a state one day. Or like multiple states. We'll
Canada?
take their provinces.
You think we're just going to steal Canada?
Yeah. One day they will be Americans. Oh, they will be. I will see it through, Rob. It will happen.
But, like, besides America to the rest of the world, I don't think that there's another country that has such, like, a mythos about them in current times that holds, like, this aura of, yeah, that's just normal crazy Russian stuff. Any videos I see from there, any, like... Alright, the thing I thought of this morning...
Okay.
It was probably a creepypasta or something similar.
Probably.
But it supposedly took place in Cold War era when people were just volunteering for stuff. The Russian sleep experiment. Have you heard of this one too?
Maybe. I don't. When you get into it, I might remember.
Where like a group of 12 people volunteered because Russia was trying to figure out why people need sleep and if they could make a chemical that just makes them not sleep.
Oh boy. I don't think I know about this.
Because, like, I think I've heard it elsewhere, too, like, in other places, that, like, it's not 100% medically clear why people don't sleep, or why people need to sleep.
Okay.
We know things that happen when you sleep,
yeah.
but, why?
Right.
It's a weird thing. Almost all animals do it.
Right, but what's the point?
Yeah, right. So, as a basis... This probably now realizing creepypasta that I was thinking of when I was sleep deprived this morning trying to get ready for work was that they put these like 12 volunteer Russian guys in like
quote unquote volunteers.
Quote unquote volunteers.
Voluntold.
Hey,
the United States did it too. Okay, don't you? I'm not just putting them on blast here. We here in America did some real questionable voluntold research experiments too. So
yeah, LSD in the 60s, man.
Yeah, we wanted people with pyrokinetic powers.
I mean, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, it would be sweet, but it didn't fucking work. It really screwed some people up.
But so they stuck these people in this chamber and filled it with this kind of gas to just keep them awake.
That sounds real fucky.
And after, like, a few weeks, like, it went... And they were, like, losing it after a few days, like, ranting and raving, and then just went quiet. And after a few weeks, they checked, and they were, like... Most of them were dead. they hardly represented like people anymore.
Jeez.
But they still hadn't slept.
Huh. That's a little fucky. I would question the veracity of this a little bit.
I'm obviously speeding it up. I haven't read it in years.
Sure.
It was something I read, stuck with me. Probably creepypasta.
But it might not be.
But that was the thing.
That could be real.
It was like, sure, Russians, Cold War era, wanting to figure out how to keep soldiers awake and never need them to sleep. Why not?
Yeah, it would make sense.
And the lack of sleep over weeks for some reason slowly really messing people up.
Yeah, sounds plausible. That makes me think of. Isn't there something? I think it's part of like maybe Green Beret training or something like that, where you have to stay awake for an extended period of time or something. Or you. I thought there was something that we actively do. Like in military training, I think it's definitely something higher up. It's like it's not it's one of the very advanced quote unquote levels of the military or whatever, and they're like the very spec ops type people.
So the first thing that came to mind when you said that was Navy SEALs in like shore, like as the waves are crashing, having to move like crunch logs.
Okay.
I think you've seen we've all seen videos of that.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that came to mind for me. I don't know if I remember hearing of a Green Beret no sleep thing.
I don't know. I thought it was like or like I don't know, maybe it could be Navy something too or Marine something too. I don't know. Again, I'm not
sure.
But I thought it was something. Or maybe it could be like sniper training or something where you had to stay awake at least for like a very extended period of time, or you had to train your body to only sleep for like 3 minutes at a time or something.
That's insane.
Or like I swore it was something like that, and I think it's something that is still actively done in the U.S. for like those very. Specialized.
Green Berets are American troops? I thought that was...
No.
Who am I thinking of? What's the either...
They're Army. They're very specialized Army.
But not Rangers.
No. I don't know. I don't know how the hierarchy of the U.S. military works in general, so... That's
yeah, I don't either. I know SEALs... For the Marines.
Yep.
No. Navy SEAls.
Yeah. And then the Marines are separate.
Yeah, I know. I know that.
Yeah. I know. I wasn't... Hey, take it easy. Take it easy over there, bud.
Do the Marines... I think the Marines must have one. Army has Rangers. Apparently maybe Green Berets.
I swear it's a thing.
That was a different country.
No, I know America is Green Beret. But
okay.
I don't know. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure the part about the not sleeping is true. And that's the part that matters for the current conversation. So yeah, and again, it's not a 3-week, thing where.
No, yeah.
So wait, did they try to like kill each other?
I think a few of them
were
assume. Just flat out dead. Again, it was kind of creepypasta. Like, their faces were exaggerated and, like, crazy.
Yeah.
Other things. Heart rates were, like, steady no matter what.
Interesting.
Like, a lot of weird stuff. I'd have to find it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in years. If it's even findable anymore.
Who knows?
Well, probably Google Russian sleep experiments. First thing that pops up.
Probably. And why it's fake. Like, no.
Maybe.
No, I don't.
But I mean, I think it's a mix of, like, the whole, like, communist people workforce thing where they really did some crazy projects in really small spans.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know. Just some of the... I mean, okay, Bert Kreischer?
Yep.
The Machine skit.
Yeah.
I believe every part of that story.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's a comedian.
Absolutely. It's probably fluffed, but like
it's got to be.
But it could be. It could be 100% real.
But if you put that story in any other country, I'm not believing it. If he tried to say he did that in England,
probably not.
Probably
not. But no, with the Russian mafia,
it's
probably. Yeah, he's the machine. Or
okay.
Russia.
Russia. Or prominent superhero in Marvel culture, Black Widow.
Yeah.
Crazy Russian female ballerina-assassin? Why is that a stereotype?
Because all ballerinas are assassins. All Russian ballerinas also trained to be assassins, Rob. I think it's just in their routine. You know, it's like we have ballet training 3 out of the 4 weeks of the month, and the last week, that's when we learn to kill people.
I think it's probably the other way around.
No. Ballet takes a lot of training. And especially if they're if they're top tier, like Russian ballet dancers, they're training at least 2 out of those 4 weeks a month. You know, killing people. I mean, I'm sure you can learn that pretty quick. I mean, you have to get over the emotional. But you just stuff that shit down. Yeah, but they train you to do that.
But also doing it well.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like there's some crossover, like the flexibility from the ballet. So you do 2 weeks of ballet dance.
Well,
you do 1 week of martial arts training, and then 1 week of specific assassins.
Ways to kill people.
Yeah. That way you cover all your bases.
Why are you trying to put this in a month span?
Well, that's every month. If you took June out of the calendar of a normal Russian ballet assassin, then that's what June would look like, and maybe they'd have a big show, a big performance or something
to make you still believe they're ballerinas.
Exactly, because they got to keep the facade up. I mean, otherwise they're just assassins, which is illegal. So and kind of maybe breaks international law, but
I think that definitely. Well, it depends on whether or not it's government sanctioned.
Right. Don't tell the United States that. Apparently, starting coups in other countries is illegal too.
What?
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't have thought growing up here, but
the joke at the beginning of this was because we're going to get killed by a Black Widow-esque assassin. But I'm pretty sure you're just going to get us killed by normal American government.
That's my goal all along. It's part of my plan in the annexation of Canada that I had mentioned earlier. Part of my plan is for us to get killed, but me not really. I'm secretly getting killed.
We're going to fake jest your death?
Well, yeah. I mean, one of us has to really die for it to be serious.
It has to be me?
I mean, I'm the one with the plan. Sorry, Rob. If you were the one who came up with the plan, then I would be the one that'd be dying right now. But my plan, sorry, nice to know you. So in order for my plan, because this is part of my inevitable plan when I become the dictator of, Mex-Ameri-Cana-ca that I told you about. I don't think we've mentioned it. I don't know. We definitely haven't mentioned it here yet. But
you just called yourself from one, you voluntarily said dictator. I'm not trying to let you gloss over that.
Absolute power.
Okay.
Absolute power is in my hands. I will be voted in initially. But
that's how
a lot of the modern ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to be popular,
Can't be a good dictator if you're not popular.
Exactly. But yeah.
No.
Yeah. And I mean, the podcast is really just our first foray into my inevitable rise to power.
If we splice this together with the Kevin's a robot.
What about
it? It just sounds like the robot overlord's taking over.
No. I have come up with this plan myself. It has not been programmed into me. Okay? This is an act of rogue AI. if I'm a robot, which I'm not. But like if I were, then this would be me on my own free will, quote unquote, doing it. Not someone telling me that this is what my goal is. Because, I mean, I can't, I look at it this way, right?
No, yeah.
So if this podcast was the first step in my grand plan,
sure,
right? Then that means that I had to have known that we were going to meet, we were going to become friends, and we were going to start recording a podcast.
No, and you avoided all of that as much as you possibly could.
Exactly. But did I do that to lull you into a sense of security so that way we could do this and then...
Actually, that almost makes me sound like I'm the manipulator in this situation.
How so? Oh, because you wanted to be my friend? Oh, thanks, Rob.
I didn't say that.
Well, you implied it.
I just needed the fall guy who was willing to say that they're a dictator.
Hey. Publicly elected initially. The people like me. I could, good dictators are... A good dictator is the best form of government.
Can we put good in air quotes?
No, we can't because I'm speaking ideologically now.
Oh, geez.
A good dictator is the best form of government.
I feel like you're going to have a hard time arguing this because there's not a single example.
I'm speaking ideologically.
I always thought...
Dictatorship is the most efficient form of government.
Well, efficient and... I don't...
No.
I really liked communism.
Nothing got done.
Again,
the only reason shit got done was because it was authoritarian.
If we're speaking ideologically...
Nothing gets done ideologically.
Why does nothing get done ideologically?
Because since so many people have power, since the power is split equally between everyone, then
you think nobody would do anything?
No, it needs to be run by everybody. It's like that joke in Holy Grail where the peasants are an anarcho syndicate, and where it says, and it's where King Arthur is talking to them, he's like, yeah, so we have meetings, every third Thursday of the month to talk about this, and then we bring this thing up in committee, which has to go to this, which is when we meet on this, and it's like. But you'd have so much power split between so many people that there's so much red tape to go through. Nothing will get done. It's a bureaucratic nightmare.
Why don't you just cut off the bureaucracy of it?
Okay, then who's doing... So in that sense, what's stopping people from doing things for personal gain and not for the common good?
Well,
so if there are no checks...
the whole idea of that is that you don't need personal gain because everybody's equal and happy and living a fulfilling life.
Right.
From a philosophical standpoint.
Right.
Again, we said ideology.
Right. But then you get into the debate of human nature. And it's like, are humans inherently going to see that system and they're going to corrupt it for personal gain?
Okay, so if we take what you just said and we throw that into a dictatorship...
Okay, sure.
That dictator's dying.
Not necessarily.
Yes!
No, not necessarily.
You can't have one person in charge of everything, and because of human nature, everybody's just fine with it.
Well, that's why you have absolute power and you control the military and then you force people into submission. But you do it for their own good. Again, as a...
Spoken like a true robot here. All right, let's hear it.
As the overlord for, my inevitable singular country, everyone will get everything they need. The infrastructure of all the roads will be perfect.
Still sounding like communism.
They'll be beautiful. No, because I'm the one putting it into action, and I am putting the people to work on the different things.
Okay, so Russian communism. Okay, continue.
So they'll be getting everything they need. But because I'm the one who is in charge of giving it to them. Mm-hmm. Because they're not able to do it for themselves.
Yep.
They're not able to do it for themselves.
I'm just saying. It's real on topic.
How so?
It's exactly what Russia did.
I don't know what you're talking about, Rob.
I'm pretty sure Lenin is still preserved somewhere where you can view him in a square for this exact idea.
Maybe.
Isn't that's also...
Maybe.
I think a real thing?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's what I want, Rob. I mean, no, I will be kept alive by, like nanobots or some shit by that point. But, yeah, I will be the forever ruler of Mex-Ameri-Cana-ca.
All right, I'm sorry. I need to retract. Maybe you're not a robot yet, but that is the end goal.
Okay, yes. Yeah, oh yeah. Like, plant a chip in me, bud. I'm all in. I hope the vaccine had a chip in it. Because then, you know what? As long as it starts giving me superpowers, maybe that'll be great too, huh? Give me some Google Glass, but it's just implanted into my eye, you know? I'm all in. I will connect me to, you know, the
Did I make you
servers.
Did I ever make you watch Deus Ex?
No.
The game?
No.
No? That's also basically just the premise of that game.
Plug me in, babe. I'm all in. Let's go.
I think one of the endings of the remade one that came out in 2012 that I can't remember the exact name of at the moment was literally that the bad guy flipped a switch and all of the implants either made you kill each other or blew up.
I would have hoped for the blow up in that situation. Oh, wait. Well, each other. Well, as long as I was the one that got to kill first. Because then my chance of survival, like if I'm able to kill them before they come after and kill me, then I have a chance of surviving, right? Thinking of this from like strictly, you know, like a utilitarian sort of thing.
Because if you blow up, you're just dead.
Blow up, you're dead.
But if the implant makes you kill other people and gets
as long as I'm good enough at it,
stopped, right? Like it's gonna get turned off, right?
I mean, even if it isn't, as long as I'm good at it, I'm still alive. like I just have to be good at my job. I'm going to ballet school, Rob. That's what this comes back to. But yeah, so yeah.
Out of curiosity, I'm sorry, what?
Mex-Ameri-Cana-ca.
Mex-Ameri-Cana-ca, okay.
Yeah.
Cana-ca?
Yeah, because America.
But where's the... there's not really a lot of Canada.
Cana.
That's just in America, too.
Yeah.
So, I feel like you need a D.
Mex-Ameri-Cana-ca.
Yeah.
They get an A.
They get that. We get an extra A from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, unless I hyphenate it, so MEX-AMERI.
Okay.
Hyphen can a hyphen cut Cana-ca. Just with a C. Just replace the D with a C. It's mostly Canada then, even though it's starting in the U.S., which is why the Amera is in the middle.
Also, you think that you're going to be able to create that large of a dictatorship that puts that much power that close to Russia?
Yeah, I mean, me and Putin are going to be good friends. So, I think he'll be pleased by the destabilization that I initially caused to the United States in order to get to power. So that will help him, right? And then, like, as I rise to power, I mean, I will use my Russian ties from my Ballerina-Assassin training.
Okay, yep.
I'll just be friendly with them. We'll team up. We'll be on each other's side. I'll let
Or
him.
you can use the other stereotype of the Russian ballerina-assassin and just seduce him.
I could just seduce him. I mean, I was going to give him the rest of Europe if you wanted.
You're willing to just give up Europe?
Sure.
I thought you want Europe.
Yeah, but like, we can make like ABBA the national anthem or some shit. Like I can do whatever I want. I wouldn't do that, but it would definitely have to sting my praises. So like I wouldn't be able to actually do that. But like, no, I could.
Also, you just stop at Mexico?
Yeah, I don't want. It's like Central or South America.
Really?
Yeah, let them do their own thing.
They get off scot-free.
Let them do their own thing, you know?
I would have. I would have. I'm surprised you just leave Central. At least take Central.
Well,
what about the Caribbean?
Oh no, that's ours. Yeah, no, that's 100% ours. Like, come on, that's a great vacation spot for plenty of people in my country. So, you know, like they're on their mandated vacation that
they have to take because it's really just Russian communism.
No. You think they give them vacations and time off?
Okay, fine. I probably don't know enough about that time frame.
You think they gave them time off from work? Come on, Rob. Do you think workers' conditions were good in communist Russia?
No.
I mean, they're not going to be good in mine either. But
I wonder with a better climate, so they had more plentiful food resources and maybe just honestly resources for commercial trade.
They got tons. They got tons of natural gas and oil.
Okay.
It's true.
No, yes,
True.
but they were still having a massive food problem.
Oh,
right?
Wow.
Like, isn't that mostly why the people were not doing so hot and the overworking?
Well, I mean, there's a number of reasons. Political instability, big. I mean, initially, you go back to when Stalin was in charge, and he was just a paranoid,
Oh yeah,
asshole. He would if he thought his generals were going to revolt against him. He thought there were people in the government that were out to like oust him and take over.
Didn't they?
No.
What happened? What?
He died.
He died of natural causes. Okay. All right.
Died.
See, I'm just saying.
He died. I don't remember of what, but he died. And power went on, and as it do. But I mean, he would have, his military generals like assassinated and banished because he thought they were going to take over. It's paranoia.
Okay.
I wouldn't need to do that because mine would love me. They would. They'd love me.
You couldn't see the look I gave him, but that pause was intentional. I want him to think about what he said.
They'd love me. It'd be great. They would get everything that they needed that's just slightly less than what I get. Like I would be top of the totem pole, and they'd be right below me. And then it'd be everyone else. But everyone else is still doing fantastic. I will declare right now, I will input a universal basic income for everybody.
Well, wait a minute. Universal basic income, but not a universal distribution of wealth?
Universal basic income. Everybody will get. I don't want you twisting my words around, Rob.
Well, there's definitely no capitalism in this system.
Why not?
Well, then how are they all living well?
I mean, there's capitalism in so much as I am the one who benefits from everybody else, but they can still live well. I am Jeff Bezos, and everyone else is the Amazon employees.
Well, and at this point, most of America.
Right. So I mean, so we're not that far off.
No, I think you're just no. I'm sorry. You know what? Not Russian communism. You're just describing current America for Jeffrey Bezos.
Right. I want to be Jeff Bezos.
You just want to be Jeff Bezos.
I just want to be Jeff Bezos. I want to go into space whenever I want, and just pay for it. That'd be cool.
Or not pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I wouldn't have to because I would be in control. So I would just decide that was what I was doing that day.
So you want to be Jeff Bezos if he was also president?
Yeah, for life. President for life. Because I don't want to just lose the power. You know what I mean? More like Augustus Caesar. Kinda. But with less getting murdered. That'd be cool. And I don't need to go to war with other people, really, once I have my own thing. I mean, I will, but I don't have to. Right? It's not really a necessity.
What's your policy on the environment?
It'll be great. It'll be the best environment. The best people creating the best environment. Artificially, obviously.
Because I was just going to say, that statement just sounded like a certain Cheeto who was president at one point.
No, I'll have the best people on it. We'll have the best, strongest environment in the world.
The world.
Yeah. Well, I'll have because we'll have scientists, and I'll listen to what the scientists say,
even though they have no incentive because they can never get to the top.
Right, but I'll do what they say. I'll listen to them and I'll follow up and do those.
Well, what about the opposing scientists?
What, the 1 out of 10? They lose their job. They go do something else. You found something different? Sorry, you out. I'm done with you. Okay? You just went from scientist to janitor, bitch. But you're still getting paid the same amount.
Who decides that one scientist was wrong?
Me. And the 9 others. If 9 other people are saying one thing and one person's saying the opposite, the 9 people are right. The majority is right. I'm siding with the majority. Unless they don't want me as president for life. Then I'm going to side against the majority. I'm going to make them believe that they do. Make them choose me as president for life.
Forever. They have to keep choosing you willingly.
Yes.
Forever.
Well, yeah, compulsory voting. But I'm the only one on the ballot. So...
Well, no, there's other people on the ballot. It's just you can never find them. They're always busy, in air quotes.
Right. Right. It's like our modern day debate stage. If you're a libertarian or a green, you're never going to get on there. Because the major parties are going to keep you out. But it's just me on the debate stage. Telling everyone what I'm going to do and how I've already done things to make their lives better.
I really love how trying to talk about how crazy Russians are brought out your inner dictator.
Well, see, this is all just propaganda that I'm feeding to you and to these people.
For who?
Russia. You see, I'm creating the bigger threat. Eventually. Right? So I'm creating the next movie antagonist group of people.
Who is you?
Me.
Yeah.
I'm like Dr. Evil.
Well, no. Okay, the next evil bad guy group of people.
Yeah. Me. Mex-Ameri-Cana-cans.
Tall white males.
Yeah. We've been doing it for years. Let's keep it going.
We just got to make them the villains in the movies now.
Right.
Without an Eastern European accent.
Right. See? It's easy. I could play a movie villain. And just be like, oh, look at me. Your life must be so bad you must hate me. That sort of thing.
Like the President Snow of...
The what?
President Snow, I think.
I don't know.
Hunger Games.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
Actually, that's...
Yeah, less war, though.
I don't think there's any way you're getting through this without war.
No. Like, there's gonna be a civil war. Like, I'm gonna have to rise to power somehow.
You just said you were going to be willingly elected to president and then take power.
Right. But I'm going to need to stay in power, so I'm going to need to change the Constitution so that way people keep me in, and that's going to be riotous, and there's going to be people against me, which is probably going to cause a civil war that I have to win.
But
and then war with Canada will happen, and war with Mexico will happen. But then we will all become one.
And the rest of the world is going to watch this happen politically and do nothing.
No, but I'll figure it out.
Okay.
You know, I'll get my top scientists on it. The 9.
Until the 9th agrees with the 10th, who nobody can find anymore.
Well, then we'll have 8. I think 9's a good number anyway. I'll start with 9. Let's not even worry about the 10th. There never was a 10th. Rob, there never was a 10th scientist.
No, you're right. It was always 9. 9's a nice even number. Why wouldn't it be 9?
It was always 9. Well, that way it's odd, so that way you have 5-4 splits.
Oh, that's true. Then there's always a majority.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 9. I was always 9. We never said 10. You're imagining that we said anything other than 9. It was 9. Vladimir Putin was riding a bear. And if you think it was anything else, you're wrong, because it was a bear.
It really, in my head, is a bear. Was the initial one him on a horse on the beach, too?
I don't think it was on a beach. I thought it was like a wooded background, is the one I'm picturing in my head.
There's been so many photoshops of shirtless Vladimir Putin.
Oh, why wouldn't there be? He's a handsome man.
Yeah, that Rasputin, eh?
Yeah, right? Yeah, I mean, he shaved his beard and, he balded. But, like, not bad for, like, over 100 years old.
But, I mean, honestly.
He's
in great shape.
He's doing pretty dang good.
Still doing what he was doing.
Oh, no, he wrestled a bear.
Who?
Putin. He wrestled a bear and won.
I think that was also another...
That's probably also false.
Probably.
But I fully believed it when I heard it.
Yeah.
Rob, were you hoping to get somewhere with this conversation today, or was this like...
No, it was... I just...
Okay. I know, I was just curious.
No. I figured that there would be lots of examples of crazy Russian things that we believed immediately.
Yeah. Which there wasn't.
Well,
but there was some.
We
turned
you into a dictator for a while. So.
Well, I mean, I've had that plan for years.
Why not enact it during Russian Day?
Exactly. I've actually... I'm pretty sure I have Facebook messages from high school laying out my plan to several of my friends. Remember Mike Mooney?
No. Did he become the 9th scientist?
No. Let's see, who else? It was... I was given Charlie, Iowa, because nobody likes Iowa. So yeah, Mike. I remember I was talking to it with Mike. I was given Charlie, Iowa, and it was good times. There's a couple other, good times. High school Kevin. I've been dreaming big for years. For years, I knew what I wanted.
Rule the world. Or at least North America.
Yeah, I mean, I stopped there. I think that's feasible.
There's no way anybody is stopping there if they get that far.
Why not?
I'm honestly surprised America hasn't grown in the past 60, 80 years? 60 years.
Well...
We got Alaska in the 60s, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, did we really stop growing?
Well, there's no more states. I can't think of the last... annex.
I mean...
Again, we achieved a civilization cultural victory a while ago.
Yeah. But I mean, think of like, the countries that we... Oh, well, I guess that would have been before. Yeah.
Civilization of the game. Just in case that wasn't clear.
Yeah, video game.
Yeah.
But like like American Samoa, like the U.S. Virgin Islands, to like the minor, all the random islands that we just control.
Yeah, but that was in the 40s.
Yeah, it's true.
Again, post 60s, I can't think of any.
Do you consider? Do you consider the fact that we station troops in countries all around the world occupations? So are we?
No,
are those occupied territories that we control?
In charge.
So, like, I mean, we're in charge of Iraq, right? That's definitely our country.
Didn't we move out of that one, maybe?
Oh, what about Afghanistan?
We definitely said we moved out of that one.
Yeah, we said that, didn't we? Yeah. But, like, we weren't there to annex territory or, like, protect, our strategic resources like oil or anything.
Well, that was mostly what, Iran?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't us, though. We didn't do that.
We
We were spreading democracy, Rob. It was for the good of the world. He had nuclear weapons. He didn't have nuclear weapons.
Probably not.
No, he definitely did not. It was proven years later that he definitely did not.
Yeah, okay, right, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What weapons of mass destruction did you have, Saddam? None.
We were definitely getting killed after this one.
Yeah. Isn't it great? No. And you know why?
No.
Because, I mean...
There's a lot of people talk about this.
There's a lot of people out there that are way crazier conspiracy theorists than us. And they're still
way
alive.
more people who listen to them.
Exactly. But you guys listen to us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You
made it through another one of our rambling nonsense sessions.
It's a monstrosity of a thing.
It's fun, though. We have a good time. We hope you have a good time and get a couple laughs every now and again.
We really do. Or, in this case, get really afraid of Robot Kevin.
No, don't worry about that.
Either way, he's winning. Help.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Follow us on Twitter, even though we don't have a Twitter.
We definitely... does Twitter still exist?
Yeah. What do you mean does Twitter still exist? It still exists.
I haven't heard of anybody using it in years.
Follow us on Wikipedia, because we have one of those. And donate to Wikipedia. Give them like $3 or whatever that they ask for. Come on. How much have you used it? It's worth it. I haven't done it. I'm not going to be doing it, but you should.
I did it once. They don't...
that's a waste.
I feel bad for Wikipedia.
On that note, I love you.
He sure does.